added sugars. This is one of those things that people don't really want to talk about because there's added sugar in just about everything. I mean, they put it in our yogurts, in our teas, in our coffee, in our crackers. They even have it in hot dogs. So think about this. Added sugar is when you add sugar to something. So a fruit does not have added sugar. Vegetables, no added sugar. God made that inside the fruit and the vegetable. Added sugar is when you add sugar to something. So when you're having a strawberry, you're adding sugar on top of it. That's the sugar that we're talking about today. So those sugars we want to limit. The World Health Organization and the American Heart Association say between 20 and 30 grams of sugar, added sugar, is all you need. Now, in one coffee drink can have over 80 grams of added sugar, so way too much. So just by limiting those things, or those special things that we call special, you can make something else special with less sugar. So you're gonna try to limit those added sugars. So whatever that is for you, so take a moment and think about, is it in the coffees? Is it in your tea? Is it in your crackers, your yogurts? What is it that's adding sugar? Now let's talk about the sweeteners. Sweeteners are okay because they're limiting our body fat because they're actually reducing sugars. But here's the thing. Some of those sweeteners trick our body that we're actually having sugar, and our body does this thing where it bloats or it gets a little bigger anyway. And that's a whole nother biology lesson. But try to limit the sweeteners. Now stevia, of course, is a great choice, probably your best choice for an added sweetener, but it's not available. So if you're going to have an added sweetener in some of your foods, we're just gonna try to limit those a little bit. So this week, really focus on reducing added sugars. If you need to switch to a sweetener, fine, but try to reduce that from your body altogether. So take a couple minutes and really think about what foods have added sugar. So visualize yourself or go to the cabinet and actually look inside there and say, okay, what foods do I eat most? And what of those most foods actually have the most sugar? That's what you're gonna want to reduce or cut out. But instead of just taking away, I want you to add something at the same time. So think about what you can add to your menu, to your plate, to your repertoire of what you eat, instead of just feeling like you are always taking something away. So what can you add that would help reduce that void? That's where our go-to lists come in handy, because it's a great thing. On that go-to list, you can have something positive as like pretzels because they're crunchy, almonds because they're hearty, hard-boiled egg because it's soft and girthy. You could have fruit, so it's sweet. You can have any of these things to kind of help that void. So sometimes when you want something salty, but there's only strawberries sitting there, that doesn't fill that need that we have inside. So think about 5 things that you can have on hand that will fill that void if you want something salty or sweet or spicy. Now, as we are challenging this week to reduce those sugars, I want you to physically write a list. I will not go to get foo-foo coffee this week, or I'm going to get it plain Jane Americano with cream, or whatever, right? And just try your hardest this week, even send up prayer to try to make this happen. You will be so much healthier, you will be happier, and over time, you will reduce your palate to try to crave those things, and it will retrain itself, and you'll be better off in the end. Good job, good luck, and I'm so proud of you for your progress this far.